Well, I drove in downtown Detroit this morning. Nobody here except these guys across the street digging up the sidewalk again. That's the third time in 8 months. Got to spend the money. That's what they're doing with your Biden bucks. And then if you pan up top, there's the runt skyscraper that never seems to get any taller. Not in the last 8 months. The only thing I've seen them swinging around is a porta-john. That's what they're doing with $60 million of your dollars.
Live from downtown Detroit, it's No BS News Hour with my main man, Phony.
No bullshit!
Consistent breaking news. No more bullshit. No more bullshit.
So that's what's going on with your money.
Wow.
We're keeping track. Let me tell you else about the money. I think inflation's going down.
You do.
I went to the gas station to get my cigarettes and my beer for the Super Bowl. And I told you it cost me $20 in change, 6-pack, pack of smokes, $20 in change.
Wow.
Not including the pennies I take.
But is that bad or good?
No, it's bad, but here's the good news.
Okay.
So I bought a pack of cigarettes and my 6-pack, and it was $19.80 instead of $20.24, which made me happy. And then I went home and opened my paper 6-pack, that thing in a box, and I realized it's only 4.
Oh.
No.
Inflation's going up.
Wow. Shrinkflation, yeah.
I went back this morning and I talked to Sonny. I said, Sonny, what's going on with that? And he goes, prices are never coming down. So there.
Well, that's a great uplifting
Yeah, I'm just saying,
piece,
man.
but you're right, yeah.
But did you enjoy your beer and cigarettes?
I did, because I did not enjoy that game.
What?
I did not. I enjoyed the game till the last 2 minutes.
Oh, I know. The first 58 minutes, fantastic.
They were sweet, dude.
What happened in the last 2 minutes that you didn't enjoy?
Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I mean, there was a very questionable call by the referee, which once that was called, the game was over. You knew Kansas City would just sit on the ball and kick a field goal.
So what was it, 3rd and 8 or something? It was 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs are driving, and maybe they're in field goal range. Their kicker had missed the field goal earlier, and incomplete. Mm-hmm. And then they come up with some, these 2-bit hack lawyers that they call refs that just ruin a beautiful game, a beautiful chess game of human beings. It's some holding. And it wasn't holding, dude.
Worst call.
Every play's holding.
Yeah, but that's legal to grab in that area anyway, not to get too far into the weeds. And I love that you pointed out that it is that's a hobby, right? That guy's job is really a lawyer. They don't have full-time referees, which is why the NFL is such bad officiating.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're lawyers, accountants. They have day jobs, and then the weekend comes.
So this is their fantasy.
It kind of is, because the
yeah.
NFL doesn't want to pay them.
Wow. That's crazy.
And so it's just a beautiful, unmarred game. You know what I mean? And then it's decided by a lawyer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no drama in this.
Then but you should know to look at that decision questionably.
I mean, everybody's tweeting it's rigged, and the NFL better be careful, like with this online gambling.
Mm-hmm.
If people start to believe it's rigged.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, then they won't start gambling on it. I mean, that's why you don't gamble in the in professional wrestling, right? Because it's all scripted.
Yeah, and I'm fucking done with it because, I mean, there was a questionable
But what isn't, though, Mark? I'm sorry, Charles.
No, it was the AFC Championship game when, last play there's going to be a field goal, 60 yards or something, the Chiefs. And it was, okay, did he hit him out of bounds? Yeah, kind of. Is it a time to throw a flag and move him into a chip shot? No.
Yeah.
So it's every week with this shit. Why do I even watch it? Yeah. I'm too old. I don't get excited by it.
We want the teams to decide who wins.
Basketball's boring, right? You can't hand check. It's not like when Michael Jordan getting his ass beat by the bad boys.
Yeah.
That would, hockey's just dull.
Everything's changed. Well, the little boy that went viral, that was cute. George, that was at his first hockey game. He was like a 5-year-old kid. You didn't see that?
No.
Okay, that was cute.
No, did anybody hit him?
No, nobody hit him.
What, was this a Super Bowl commercial?
No, this was at the Red Wings game the other night.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Has he got his own TikTok now?
You
Is he
know
an
what? You
influencer?
all never want to talk about what you don't know about. You missed this.
We're bitching about the Super Bowl.
Okay, but we were talking about sports and how it's boring and there's not exciting. And I
boring.
was saying that this instance at the Red Wings game was nice. That's all.
Okay. No, you have to send it. Why didn't you send it to me?
Yeah, I guess I should have.
You should have.
Okay.
I like cute kid videos. I like
Parent,
kids.
listen to your initial response. Maybe you don't.
Well, no, I mean, I'm sitting there watching this game. It's pretty good, and I can't leave to get my wife. God bless her, is like, "Would you need anything?" I'm like, I could use what's left of the 4-pack, and she bring me the 4-pack, and I'm sitting there waiting for the commercials. Not because I want to see the commercials, because I think the commercials are usually stupid anyway. But I'm waiting for Perry Johnson. You guys remember the Mummy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember the
Mummy?
Mummy? He's running for the
Awesome
Republican
campaign.
nominee.
Yeah.
Which was what?
Karen loved his commercials.
Yeah.
What? He's a quality guru.
It was interesting.
He saved the auto industry.
Very creepy, but memorable.
That's all he did, right? It was creepy commercials on a green screen, like the schools are terrible, and then you find out like it's green screen, and they're actually schools from West Virginia,
Right, yeah.
It was different.
or homeschooling from Moscow. It's like this guy can't get off his.
I love that you said he saved the auto industry, because that's his claim, that he saved the auto industry. People love making that claim.
How does he save the auto industry
said-
when you're
'cause
an
he said so.
auditor?
But
He
people
said
say
so.
what they want you
Exactly.
to believe. And so nobody questions, nobody fact checks. And so what he says becomes reality.
Yeah.
So the mummy-esque. Now there's a myth behind the mummy, which is they find him, they resurrect him, right? And once they blow through all of his wealth, he turns back into dust and goes away. And I thought he was gone, and he's back
Yeah, he's back.
because somebody's pandering to his.
Ego.
Yeah. Yeah. This is an interesting presidential campaign he's running with a commercial about selling a book.
Yeah, so I'm
I kept waiting for it, too. It was
I'm a
really
political
weird.
reporter, kinda, sorta. I'm interested in this. There could be a gag in it, and I'm waiting for this commercial. And it doesn't air here. I thought I missed it. I got to stop drinking the IPA. They're a little higher in alcohol content.
Thank God you only have 4 of them.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it turns out it didn't run here, did it?
Nope.
So he spent nearly $250,000 for it to run in Iowa?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting a jump on the campaign.
So
there.
again, he's listening to someone, and that's what they're telling him to
Somebody
do.
making some money. I can do you better than this, Perry. I should call Perry. I know, I'm not going to call Perry. I'm going to call Perry for Thursday.
Okay.
See if Perry wants to come out. I'm going to give him some free political advice. Not because I'm pro Perry. I just like to get in the middle of it. But for all of you not in Iowa, here's the campaign.
Senator Schumer, what are you doing about the bloated cost of government?
Got any pie?
Our fat, bloated government is choking us with inflation. Milk, eggs, heat, unaffordable.
Just pay the government more.
That's not the solution. That's the problem.
We know bestest.
That's supposed to be Biden.
Or besterest.
I'm Perry Johnson.
Pause.
I've written a book called Two Cents.
Yes.
Okay.
Set up to explain what's going on.
See, now for those listening, what it is kind of like this video, and it's a cartoon, and everybody in the Democratic Party in Washington, AOC and Schumer and Biden, are big bloated.
They're inflated.
Jabba the Hutt type
They're
characters.
fat, yeah.
They're
right?
inflated.
Yeah, they're flat. They're
Okay.
hugely fat.
Okay, so they're caricatures, and then it cuts to Perry Johnson, and he looks like a caricature. It looks like his scalp's falling off. His dentures are going to pop out. I'm like, oh, jeez. Okay. So anyway, he wrote a book called 2 Cents. Go ahead.
Cents to save America. If Washington cuts the budget just 2% a year, problem solved.
Perry Johnson
Pause.
brought quality.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? And the people behind, they're floating around in the bag.
Okay. So he said, I do math, Perry. See, I'm a quality guru too. I do some fact
Did you
checks.
say so?
Okay. So if the 2022 federal expenditures was $6.2 trillion, some quick math, 2% of that is about 125, 150 billion. Okay. So Perry says if we just cut 150 billion, problem solved. But the deficit was 1.2 trillion. So Perry, we're still $1 trillion short again. I don't, bullshit. I call it Perry.
Hey, read his book.
Perry, get ready. Send me the book.
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Controls
Play.
to Detroit that saved the American automobile industry. Next, he'll save America.
Yes, I want the whole pie.
Get 2 books. Send one to Schumer. I'm serious. This isn't rocket science. We can afford to live again.
Order Perry Johnson's 2 cents to save America today.
What?
I'm Perry Johnson. I approve this message.
Perry Johnson for president.
Paid for by Perry Johnson for president. Yeah,
That is awesome.
it was a funny ad. It was a good ad. I don't know if he got this point across, but I laughed.
That wasn't a good ad.
It was funny.
Okay.
It was better
That
than
was
any of the
comical.
other Super Bowl ads.
It was comical, but that to me was not a good ad.
Why not?
It just wasn't. I don't like. What do you walk away with? I mean, I didn't.
2
like
cents.
It. Oh, okay.
It's not rocket science.
And a book.
It's not rocket science.
I didn't like
I
it.
saved the auto industry. I can save the guys. It's not hard. Buy 2. Just think,
Buy
send
2.
one to Schumer. Why give the whole plan away, Perry?
Yeah,
Just 2%.
If you want to be president, don't give your plan away.
Just 2%. It's stupid.
And he likes the color blue.
We're dying on the vine.
He's got a lot of money.
You know, like the Republicans taking money from the poor to build a skyscraper, not getting built, right?
Yeah.
Washington spending money at the top of the show. You just drive in here, Karen says nobody's here.
I know. It's
Nobody's here.
pretty dead.
And they're redoing the sidewalk for nobody here. Again.
Well, you got the money to spend, right? Just
Yeah.
like Perry Johnson, he's got the money to spend.
Oh, my God.
Let him run that ad.
So back to the Super Bowl. So before the coin toss, the NFL does a special tip of the hat
Yeah.
to Pat Tillman, Corporal Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman, who was the safety for the Arizona Cardinals. Pat Tillman, a real man,
Yeah.
thought for himself, was raised in the right way, very educated people, very spiritual people who are completely atheistic, right? Gives up the career. He wants the motherfuckers that murdered 3,000 people in our country, and he thinks he's going to Afghanistan, right? He's special forces, he's the Rangers, and they ship him to Iraq. And he's pissed, and he's vocal because he's the most famous soldier in America at that time. And they send him to Iraq, which he thinks is an illegal action, which it was. It was a disaster. And I went there, and it was a complete disaster. And they started lying about why we were there. And then they used Pat and his brother, who also enlisted, to rescue Jessica Lynch. Remember her?
Yeah.
They got her. She's a prisoner of war, right? Let's get this commando rescue. And it wasn't. They were taking care of her in a hospital. It was totally fabricated by the Pentagon to spin an illegal invasion. And Tillman's pissed, and he starts talking about it. So then they send him to Afghanistan, and he dies. And they spin the story, Pat Tillman, selfless, I want to say hero because he's more
He's a
than
hero.
that.
Yeah.
It's a cheap word.
Sure.
He's a real man,
Yeah.
right? Doing what he thinks is his duty, bring somebody to justice that killed my neighbors. So he dies, and the Pentagon spins it as they get divided. Their Humvee breaks down, and they have to split, and half the platoon is under fire from the Taliban. And Pat goes up there and pulls a John Wayne, and he saves him, and he's killed in action.
Friendly fire, yeah.
But then it turns out to be friendly fire. The parents don't know. They're giving him the Bronze Star, the Silver Star, like national hero. And it was friendly fire. And the autopsy shows it was at close range, 3 in the head from 10 meters away. Somebody burned his clothes, his fatigues, his diaries.
Wow.
Right? We still don't have a clear answer. And this football, NFL, military complex where the military pays the NFL to do the recruiting videos and the flyovers, and it's all for profit.
Yeah, the NFL is all too happy to use his image. I don't know, to show how great they are or what great people play in the NFL. I don't basically to capitalize on it. I don't know if you remember his funeral, all the politicians that kind of flocked in, and his brothers are like, Pat would hate this. This isn't what he wanted. Fine, whatever, let's celebrate him. There's a lot of people just capitalizing on the guy's death, and he's amazing. He's an amazing human being.
Exactly.
But yet, there's always a leech somewhere, I guess.
And there's still not a complete answer as to what happened to him.
But think back to what we said earlier on in this show. Everything is deliberate. Everything is, nothing is by chance. I mean, it's just not.
I know. I just hate that people are capitalizing on it.
Well,
it's so when you don't have the truth, you get conspiracy theories.
Well, I don't know.
Did the government assassinate him because he was outspoken? Was it an accident?
But is that a conspiracy theory, or is it a viable option?
So if you lie and you don't tell the story, I can't blame people for having such.
Yeah. So I wouldn't. And just because people question what they're being told doesn't necessarily mean that they buy into a conspiracy theory. It's mean that they're thinking beyond what they're being presented. I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair thing.
But conspiracy theories come from people add in stuff that's not in the conversation.
Connecting dots.
Well,
that aren't there.
Yeah.
And it grows. I mean, that's fair enough. It grows. But I mean, usually, anytime somebody challenges questions or just doesn't buy into the given narrative, then they're criticized.
Just give me the fucking facts.
Yeah. Well,
because I went over. I was against Iraq and I went.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Definitely for the action in Afghanistan. We get this motherfucker, we hang him high, we bust this shit up, you do it again, we'll be back. That's what I thought the deal was. And I remember being at Ground Zero, and Bush gives the Axis of Evil speech. And everybody looking around, the head of the Teamsters, the head of the Port Authority. Axis of fucking evil. Fucking North Korea. Iraq. Uh-oh, you knew then. Mm-hmm. And then when we're in Iraq, you get there, we're looking for WMD.
Yeah, that weren't.
Oh, there ain't no WMD. And the colonel says to me, we're here to liberate, son. And I look at Tommy Asola over in Roseville, right? Mm-hmm. Sergeant Tommy. I go, fuck, dude, that's called mission creep, dude. I didn't know we were here to bring democracy and fucking.
Well, you got to move the goalposts.
Fuck. Then at that
Change
same
the
time
story.
that Tillman gets killed, Abu Ghraib starts coming out. And casualties for American troops over there reach a peak. Fallujah, we were going to clean it out. We can't clean it out. It's and you're going to give me that. I'm just trying to do some escape. And it's ruined by some fucking hack lawyer with 142 left to go. Which, by the way, if anybody Googles Super Bowl 56, this was Super Bowl 57. 56 when Matt Stafford won it.
Yeah.
The same thing happened at 146 about.
Yeah, questionable call.
The same bullshit 3rd and 8.
So is that fact or is that conspiracy? Which one is it?
I quit it. I quit. I quit.
I'm just saying,
I'm too old to live fantasy anyway. You know what I mean? Hippie, what did you think? You watched that?
Didn't watch the Super Bowl. Did not watch.
What?
Didn't watch.
Why not, bro?
I pay for a cheap cable package, didn't get it, didn't feel like leaving home.
Cheap cable package that didn't have Fox?
No.
It didn't have channel.
What?
That's not even a premium channel.
I got the Spanish package to save $20.
A Spanish package to what?
Wait, couldn't you watch it in Spanish?
Wait, you got cable.
I got cable.
But it's all in Spanish.
Yes.
And you can't speak Spanish. Is this correct? Am I correct here?
Correct.
Why did you...
Correcto. Let's start now.
Well, wait a minute.
This seems like a waste of money.
Why did you... Why?
Well, all the sports and news is in English. Everything else is Spanish. But I only want sports and news. But it didn't give me the Super Bowl. And I was upset.
What do you mean it didn't give you the Super Bowl? What do you mean it didn't
How did
give
you not have Fox?
They broadcast the Super Bowl in Mexico, bro. It's called Fox Deportes, which means sports.
I'm telling you.
Not only that, but it is broadcast over the air. You don't need cable. You just need an antenna.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
No antennas. Those are gone now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no analog anymore.
Well, the digital antennas, the square ones.
Yeah, he was saying you didn't need it, that it's broadcast over the air, so you could have still...
That, and if it's not the Patriots, I don't care.
Oh, bullshit.
Guys,
I'm calling bullshit.
You didn't even watch that. You didn't.
So did you feel like you were missing out yesterday?
What?
No, not at all.
Oh, you did.
Wait, what? How about YouTube? You're a hipster millennial. You can get it on YouTube. Mark, did you watch it on YouTube?
I watch it on YouTube TV that I pay for, yeah.
Yeah. Which is cheaper than cable, even Spanish cable. Do you pay in pesos?
But do you have subtitles in English? Does that help?
I never watched.
Do you speak Spanish?
Un poco.
You must be the only man your age that didn't watch the Super Bowl. You're a statistic. Congratulations.
That's not true. You don't make him feel bad for that.
No, I'm going to make him feel bad for that. He played football.
How many people watched the fights the night before?
You have to pay extra for that.
Yeah.
I did.
What? He does.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
It's okay.
You missed Rihanna. which was awful.
It was terrible.
Am
No,
I
it
wrong?
wasn't. No, it was not.
Yeah, don't
it was
don't
not
yell.
awful.
You can't just drown that out. It was
But
awful.
I can disagree with you.
She lip synced the whole thing.
Everybody lip syncs.
Well, that's first of all.
Yeah, but
that's true.
other people move and dance around.
Okay, she was 5 months. She is 5 months pregnant.
That's not my fault. I had nothing to do with it.
Are you sure?
It's not yours.
I didn't even watch the sex tape.
She doesn't have a sex tape. But Charlie, my thing, I thought it was great. I think I like Rihanna. I thought it was. I enjoyed it.
I knew it because you like Rihanna, you're gonna like it.
No,
But it was
no, that's not true. Now, see, that's like saying because I like you, that if you do something wrong, I'm going to overlook it. That's not true. I thought.
Then
that
why
it
are
was
you
a good-
overlooking her?
I'm not overlooking it, Charlie. I thought it was a good performance. I enjoyed it.
Okay,
Did you like the part where she grabbed her crotch and then smelled her hand? Because that was really classy.
I don't.
Or did you like the product
no.
placement when she put her own makeup on to remind everybody
Now,
that she has a makeup line?
that was a nice little. That's okay
It's
though.
dumb.
Everything is deliberate. It's intentional, and it's for a reason. She's a billionaire because of her makeup line. So of course she's going to stop and put on some.
What do I care?
You shouldn't
Then
care,
don't
Charlie.
say-
First of all, everybody's dressed as an Oompa Loompa. Right? Remind me of Charlie and the Chocolate
But
Factory.
you look back,
Or
and,
Teletubby.
and there's a purpose for that now because she was trying to kind of disguise the fact that she had a baby bump.
What's that? What's everybody's wearing Kanye West leftover jackets? I don't
Because
understand.
Adidas can't get rid of their Yeezy line.
That's what happened. And then it's all lip sync. So I don't even know how.
Everything at the Super Bowl is lip sync.
The only legitimate band
here
that
we
was
go.
honest was Red Hot Chili Peppers. At least they
they
said,
mentioned
"Yeah,
it.
we were faking it, dude."
But you know that though, everything with the Super Bowl, Charlie, is controlled by the NFL. Everything that's done, everything that's said, everything. So there's nothing that's left to chance. There's nothing that's haphazard. There's nothing that's ad-libbed. Absolutely nothing.
Including the end of the game.
Including
It was all
the end of the
rigged.
game.
It was- I'm not. And then hippie. By the way, there's a thing called a bar. And you can go to the bar and they have the boxing matches and they have the Super Bowl and you don't have to pay for anything. And it's in English.
I didn't feel like going out.
Didn't feel like going out. So what did you do?
Stayed home.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Watched the Kurt Cobain documentary.
How'd that turn out? Wait, don't spoil the ending. Don't spoil the ending.
Leave Zach alone.
All right. Well, anyway, so in other news, yes,
There's some more.
more spy balloons. More spy balloons.
It's another joke.
Was it in fact a spy balloon?
You know what they haven't said, and there's this whole talk about
Over Michigan.
yes,
Shot down over Lake Huron.
Northern Lake Huron.
Near my cottage.
Oh,
So maybe to come on shore.
well, that's interesting.
Because you know what else was up on
They're
shore?
looking for you, Charlie.
My septic system.
Gross.
After the global warming washed it away.
Ugh.
It's very sad.
But they've said they've changed their radar to locate things that are at a lower altitude. So I'm starting to wonder, are they just going to shoot down anything that's in the air now from 10,000 to 160,000 feet?
And careful of the parties at Belle Isle when you're doing the balloons.
Yeah.
Because
Oh yeah,
they might come in.
Yeah.
do they do those at Bill Isle anymore? Bill Isle's not that what it used to be, but
Yeah.
that's another
at least,
story.
At least they have toilets. I mean, they promise a lot more than that, but at least they have toilets.
And they still say that they're broke.
I was once there in the winter, and I had to piss bad. Hey, Mark, hippie.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Getting the video ready.
Oh, what? Okay. Oh, and I had to piss really bad. This was back when everything was just shuttered, right? Before the state police came there and opened the toilets up again. And I got to go. And I go into the bushes trying to hide. And I look up at the flagpole, and there's a camera, and I'm like, fuck. That's broken. Yeah,
Of course it
You're
is.
no problem. That's not scaring me. But we do have the exclusive. See, this is next week's News Today, which is our phrase. We last week brought you the shooting down of said balloon before it ever happened. And let's roll a little tape.
They didn't teach me how to take it down. They only taught me how to go up. Oh no, they're shooting at me. Oh God. Oh geez. Mayday, mayday, mayday. I have been hit. Mayday. I'm calling you an ambulance. I don't have 45 minutes for an ambulance. This is Detroit. Oh my God. The humanity. The humanity.
Just shoot down everything. Anything in the air is getting shot down now.
You could watch that whole video on our website, nobsnewshour.com, which I have to say, so it was Friday or Saturday. I was just in my office and I'm, looking for the Kurt Cobain documentary. And I come across the cold open for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And they did a spoof on the balloon. And it was awful.
Yeah, it was not very good.
No, it was terrible.
Yeah. It was too long. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was dragged out.
The first part of it I didn't have a problem with, like the general acting like such a badass shooting down a balloon. That's kind of a funny concept, but Bowen Yang just likes to what's the word? Anthropomorphize. Is that a word? I just made a word
it
up.
is. It is now.
Where you give human-like qualities to an
Anthropomorphize?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? That's why you're the journalist.
Reporter.
Yeah, reporter. Sorry.
Yeah. I can't type without looking.
But that was dumb. So yes, I liked ours better.
So there you go. So, I was telling Red and Hippie that keep going. Work harder, but keep going because that was way better
Yeah.
than like 19, 20 writers in a room, multi-million-dollar budget. Like we turn that quick.
How about that, Lorne Michaels?
Yeah. How about, well, you're supposed to send it to him, but what's going to happen? He's going to sit there when you want to audition and he's going to stare at you.
Who says I want to audition?
Exactly.
He's also going to say, "Have you ever seen the show?" And you're going to go, "No, I don't. I don't get broadcast TV
in Spanish, in Espanol." Fucking, can you believe this? I got the cheap.
So wait a minute. Are you keeping this package?
No, I was only keeping it until the Super Bowl, and
But
turns
you
out
didn't
get
know
it
that it didn't include that when you
until
bought
like
it?
10 minutes before, and I was like, I don't care.
But okay. How much did you pay for it, if I can ask?
Cable, it's like $175 a month.
What?
It's the worst, and it's the cheapest package.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Wait, what? You have cable?
I pay $360 a month.
What do you pay?
So I'm one of those cord cutters that has a bunch of different accounts, but all told, it's
It means
about
he has a bootleg.
no.
Yeah, he's using his mother's password.
I use Drew's password. No, so I don't know, close to about $100 all told altogether.
Do you have cable?
YouTube TV, Netflix, everything.
So you don't have cable?
No.
You have
all
that
internet.
Fire Stick.
All internet, yeah, Apple TV. Mm-hmm.
Dude, you're the millennial. Why don't you talk to Mark?
He doesn't care.
You can borrow my password.
That's what we have. We have that too, but I don't know how to use it.
What?
Like the Fire Stick, the Hulu, YouTube.
Oh. Well, I mean, we've got all the streaming, but that's separate. That's paid for separate. And then you've got the cable package through Xfinity, which is like a shakedown. And that's expensive and inconsistent.
So I'm trying to get my mother, the pensioner, to like do get rid of the cable because she only watches like two things, right? And get the streaming,
right?
And then well, how's that work? And I said, I don't know. I'll send Amy over. She'll teach.
Or get Zach to show her.
It's pretty easy. Yeah,
you can have it in Spanish.
Oh, by the way, just one more thing on the lip syncing and everything. Just remember, like, the shit Whitney Houston went through when it was found out, and who
Milli Vanilli,
Shania. Well, they're different. Right?
I know.
Shania Twain, I think I remember.
They all got a bunch of shit for it.
Yeah, like taping the national anthem. Like now it's whatever.
Yeah, I don't think anybody sings. I mean, it's all.
I'm done with it. Listen, before we get to more news.
It was still a good.
Let me just remind you that the No Bullshit Lunch Hour brought to you by XG Service Group, specializing in voice over internet phone service, security cameras, hidden cameras, security, access control, Wi-Fi design and installation, drive-through systems, construction cameras, everything. I mean, I don't even know what to say about them. Anything that's got to do with the digital airwaves, cameras, security, they're it.
Can they help with streaming or cable?
Zach, yeah.
Hey, Bernie, we need you to help set up Zach, at least if you can get him some subtitles. Hey, wait a minute, on this cable, can you do subtitles?
That's what I asked 2 seconds ago.
I know, it just came through. Bernie, there's a delay in these headphones, bro. But call Bernie's son Matt, because Bernie's getting old. Matt Yatskovitz at 734-245-4100 for all your internet technology needs. And by the way, there's a few tickets left for an evening with White Boy Rick. Just a few. Get in there. It's me with a night with White Boy. We've been talking. Yeah, actually becoming kind of friends. You know what I mean? He's an interesting guy. Just talking about his life. We will be at the Andiamo showroom March 18th. Go to Ticketmaster, Andiamo's
Andiamo showroom.
Showroom.com. It's less than 100 for sure.
Yeah, it'll be a good night, man.
Yeah.
Both are very good storytellers, so.
I got to get us a table, but
Now I ask you that.
I
said,
know
I'm
that's
gonna
why
get a
I
table.
said it, and I'm like, why do I got to get a table? They asked me to do a thing, and I got to get a table for everybody.
You can get
Also,
a
it's the
table.
Oscars.
You don't have to get it for everybody, but it's like if we're going and we're going to sit together, then that would make sense. We can still all buy our tickets, but
It's really simple. It's on Diamo's showroom. Just go to that website and get a table.
Yeah,
But I don't want to sit with some random stranger.
Well, who's gonna
What?
who's
Oh,
gonna
elitist.
who's gonna do it?
I
Pay
don't.
for it, and then expect everybody paying back because this motherfucker can't even afford cable.
I'll buy Zach's ticket.
Oh, is that look at
Aw.
Yeah, I'll buy Zach's ticket.
Appreciate it, but I can't make it.
that? Why not?
No, I feel stood up.
It's my nephew's baptism.
What, is he getting baptized
At
night?
8 o'clock at night?
No. Down in Nashville. I gotta travel down to Nashville the next morning. It's his baptism.
The next morning.
So what does that have to do with the night before?
Yeah.
You just don't want to go with us, Zach. Just say it.
Vamos a pagar.
He doesn't want to hang out with us.
If only they could
Charlie.
live stream it.
English
Poor
subtitles.
Zach.
There's a big deal going on here. You know, they call me nuts, but I'm not nuts. Put it together. The news came out. You've really got to hand it to the magicians in Detroit City Hall. Who else can, with a sprinkling of financial fairy dust, transform dirt into dirt that's dirtier than dirt? Federal agents are trying to figure the secret to the 3 Dirt Monty. They've been investigating and subpoenaing the mayor's scandal-plagued demolition program for 7 years. Yes, 7 years. Mayor Mike used to brag that his was the finest demo program in the history of America. Well, he doesn't say that anymore. And the people of Detroit, sitting in the cheap seats of irrelevancy, ought to be worried about what's buried beneath their feet. On numerous occasions, when federal investigators ordered the city to stick a shovel in the ground and check, the dirt came up dung. Call it Copperfield, call it a brownfield, call it a cadmium field, whatever you call it, it doesn't leave you with a good feeling. The latest rabbit in the hat is a $1.5 million settlement reached Friday between the federal government and the Detroit Land Bank Authority, resolving a long-running false claims allegation that $13 million in improper payments were made to contractors who never produced receipts about the origin or the cost of dirt for a measly 100 holes. $13 million for 100 holes. Remember, we did 15,000 holes. $1.5 million bucks may seem like a drop in the proverbial bunny hole, but it's rare for the federal government to demand money be returned from a municipal government. And then remember, this isn't the first time Treasury has demanded its rabbit back. In 2017, the city had to return $5 million plus legal fees for the funding and accounting. They shut down the demolition program and didn't tell anybody. During the first 2 years of the program, contractors were charging whatever they wanted for the dirt until I caught them. This despite Duggan's minions telling the public they had receipts and load tickets for the dirt in duplicate. Those minions have moved on to other warrens in the bureaucracy. Law enforcement sources tell me their investigation does not end with Friday's settlement. They will continue to dig not only into the origins of the filled dirt, but what toxins may be contained within it. Considering that the city neglected to monitor its own contractors on more than those 15,000 houses, it may very well be that we have a subterranean crisis on the level of Flint. But don't take my word for it. Just follow the bunny trail. Number 1. According to the city's own inspector general, one demolition contractor used toxic topsoil in 81 of 89 lots that contained mercury, chromium, or lead. Meanwhile, the masters of the sleight of hand in City Hall did not immediately alert the public to this. The inspector general also found it odd that the city went shopping for a second scientific opinion on that topsoil. We also know the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers that studied the contaminated dirt, found that they used the dirt from I-96 and I-94 construction projects that was used to fill the holes that was already claimed to be contaminated. That soil was banned for use because it had elevated levels of contamination like chromium, chlorides, arsenic. The Army Corps noted in that report that at least one contractor actually dumped the highway itself into the holes.
The concrete?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
We also know that in another random sampling, every site tested was in breach of contractual quality standards. The public was warned to stay away from these sites, and the contractor was ordered to dig up the contaminated soil. Remember we told you that? It's near your house, Karen. To date, this has not been done. So enjoy the cotton candy, kids. These inspections were random and limited in scope. Imagine what might be found if a large and comprehensive study is conducted that could bankrupt the city. Again. So this puts the feds between a rock and a hard place. Then there's the Detroit City Council, which will vote to tack on another $250,000 to $1 million contract that was quietly established to test the dirt that supposedly has already been tested. So who ordered that? And why weren't we told? The political machine that runs this town is fond of using buzzwords like equity and environmental racism when pandering to the public. But those are just words. Look at their actions. Johnny Lawman needs to dig deeper. Detroiters deserve a full accounting and a full cleanup, whatever the cost. Enough with the hocus pocus, Mike.
Wow.
And those are facts. Imagine.
I love the idea of trying to go get answers, confirmation bias, when you don't like the first one, the first study. That's insane.
Can you imagine that? And
that's a waste of money.
You mean ordering a second opinion?
Yeah, now going again.
On the person that you contracted to do all the testing? And then when Johnny Fed comes along, we're talking 15,000 houses and 23,000 structures, and there's no idea where the dirt came from. And every time they look, it's fucked up.
Yeah, it's all bad dirt most of the time. Yeah, 81.
And filled with shit all the way to the top.
Well, I'm glad they're staying on it because when I first saw this story about the settlement, I'm like, oh, great. There's a slap on the wrist for a lot of money that was wasted. But
again, I mean, because these stories are boring. They're numbers. $13 million that they found. There's no. You're charging me for what? There's no receipt, and it's 100 houses. What is 13 million times 15,000?
That's insane.
Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions that we don't have. It costs $40,000 to clean this up.
It just never ends. That's the issue.
So
it just never ends.
You're in government. What if the feds really did the real deal here, right? We couldn't get it done. So what are they going to do? Like little partial cleanup, a little penalty here, a penalty there. How bad is it?
And we will never know, Charlie. That's the thing. And
I refuse to believe that, Karen.
Well, I think at some point we deserve to know.
Yes.
But if in fact there's a constant effort to kick the can, cover up, divert attention, like you said, slap on the wrist, move on to something else, then yeah, we will never know until it comes to a point, like you said, where there's this issue because it has been ignored. And the residents are negatively impacted, and we start to see something that may be on the level of Flint or worse. That's when it'll come literally to a head.
And it's true. It's the truth.
Oh, it's true.
There is environmental racism.
Yeah.
There is environmental classism, right?
Discrimination.
I mean, it's, people aren't stupid, but they're busy. They don't mind the shop. They trust the people they elect.
They trust, but also, Charlie, we've talked about.
And they shouldn't.
Well, they shouldn't, but they should. When they hear that they should demand accountability, there is a group that doesn't know what that means and how to leverage what they may see as a limited degree of influence or power. We talked about something that happened in Flint wouldn't have happened in Birmingham. It would not have
It absolutely would not.
It would, and I don't mean Birmingham, Alabama. I
No,
mean Birmingham, Michigan, or Grosse Pointe.
It's not happening in my neighborhood.
It's not going to happen in your neighborhood. I'm
gonna fucking be standing there.
But that's my point, and so it does become a class issue, of which. Go ahead.
No.
I mean, but you see where I'm going. I mean,
I do. But again, I'm hearing like what happened in my neighborhood. I'd be standing there. You know how many people I know in this town that stand there?
Yeah.
And they don't get a listen. They don't get on TV. Nobody even covered this. In fact, call out. Once I left TV, the whole thing dropped. Everybody was on it. And then it dropped. And whenever the mayor needed a blowjob, and you know who you are, he specifically called you to go walk around with him. And you did this to the people?
Well, but remember, we've talked too. Everybody plays that game because it allows them access. And that access, provides in their mind at least some form of elevation in their position.
That's the game, and that's true. So let's, remove ourselves from the game and look at the people. Mm-hmm. Children. Okay, so now we move to Flint because you fall asleep on Flint for a minute and the whole shit's on fire again.
It's a lot of bullshit going on down here.
Our favorite Councilman Eric Mays. We won't even bother him. I talked to him today. I said I'd call you, but we won't. So Flint, that's Detroit North. Yeah. That's our brother city, right? We promised the first day when we started this show, Flint, we're with you, right? So just some updates. When we brought the story to the greater public that 2 boys died in a house because allegedly firefighters didn't do a sweep, said they did. Then they got fired when the chief of police looked into it. Then the chief of police, the fire chief got fired because he wouldn't cover it up by the Mayor Sheldon Neely. Okay, there's a $50 million, suit now, neglect, failure to do duty, all of that. Todd Flood bringing that.
Right.
Okay, then this weekend, boil water advisory for Flint. Why? Because one of the water mains broke. That happens in municipalities, but here's the fucking thing. We don't know where the money went that we sent to replace the service lines from the water main. Yeah. $300 million for the service lines from the water main to your house, but nobody thought to fix the water mains, which is where the Legionnaire's disease came from. That's like taking a new aluminum straw and connecting it to an old fucking wooden barrel.
Yeah.
And it broke. Yeah. So we all paid for our brothers and sisters in Flint, and we didn't even fix the true infrastructure.
That's stupidity.
My fucking God.
That's stupidity.
This is when I was looking at the Saturday Night Live shit. These are my Saturdays, and then I get a call from my guy in the public works at Flint late at night. Dude, boil water, but oh shit. I actually enjoy my career more now than I ever did because this shit doesn't make it. Call me. Okay, boom, I take it, bro. Anytime, day or night, I take it. Then we got to look into it. We got to make a call, make sure this is right. So fucking A. Then finally, there, as we reported, is a massive settlement up there in Flint. About 18 whistleblowers in city government, most of them white, alleging they're getting pushed out.
Discrimination.
Yeah, well, hey, man, it happens. And so a female officer alleges that a buddy of the mayor in the police department was calling her up, asking her for the blowjobs and all of that stuff, right? Yep. Okay, he's now the spokesman for the police department. What he's doing is the spokesman when they're settling $175,000 with this former officer is beyond me, right? Admit no wrong, but pay it. The city council votes for it, and yet the city council doesn't know the specifics. You're voting for it.
That's unfortunate, but it doesn't sound surprising, Charlie. We see the same thing down here. It was like, well, what happened? Well, we didn't know. Why didn't you know? We're going to ask somebody.
Out.
Well, but this is the thing, though. You should know if something comes before you, it's something called due diligence. It's something called homework. It's not just looking at what's brought before you. And, it's, and I can't remember, what was it about the CFO at one time and some issue that had happened and they had no idea. And it's like, how do you not know? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing if you don't know?
Collecting a paycheck.
And, that's the the importance.
And they're about to ask for a raise.
That's the importance of the press, because this shit went on when I was working in L.A. And then, it's one of the biggest settlement years in the history of New York City, and nobody would know anything without the press.
Yeah.
So everybody get off their ass in the press and start doing the old boring stuff. It will get you clicks.
Yeah, that'll help your career.
It will get
these
you
stories.
Doing this shit for the public.
It's hard work, but
doing this shit for the public. But this is how we get it. So this is Councilman Eric Mays with the chief of police at Flint at a city council meeting. Eric Mays wants the answers, and look what the chief of police gives to the public body.
So you telling me that you ain't familiar with the case where Booth was just all over the news? You don't know nothing about that.
Asked and answered.
But is it truthful?
Asked and answered.
Is it truthful?
Asked and answered.
See, I like an honest chief. If you were under oath and you said you didn't know about the Booth case or nothing about it, I would think you would be committing perjury. Now, that's what I would think. I could be dead wrong.
You dead wrong.
Oh, okay. So you didn't hear what we heard on the news.
Asked and answered.
You know that man was asking somebody for oral sex. It's been all on the news. And I don't like police chiefs.
Well, I disagree with what you just stated. I disagree with what you just stated.
You didn't ever hear that?
I disagree with what you just stated. You made it sound like a fact, and you don't know that.
You say I made it sound like a fact. I said it was all on the news that they were talking about Booth and all sex. That a lady right there on Channel 12, Miss Dawes, who I think ran it and then put the complaint on the Channel 12 website. And I'm saying you the chief.
I don't care. I don't care who's in here.
I can't
you
finish
asked the
my
question,
talking.
I answered.
So if you angry because I'm bringing it up?
No, I'm angry because...
Okay, then go and talk to the cows come on.
I will.
When you finish, I'll talk again.
You always accusing someone of cover up. The only person that covers up anything is you. You don't even be convicted of covering up anything.
What am I covering up? The mic is yours. Am I covering up a girlfriend? Am I covering up a dope? What am I covering up that you just accused me of publicly? What am I covering up? Go ahead, the mic is yours. See, Chief, you discrediting yourself in front of me. I think you're a liar to say I'm going to cover up. You the police. Tell this public what you accusing me of covering up. Is it dope? Is it girls? Is it, because I can talk about some of what I think you don't want to come out. So go ahead. You said it with a frown on your face. You the big man. Tell this public and council, I'm asking you respectfully, what am I covering up? Or you just said that to try to defame or discredit me? Because I said you knew about the Booth case. Go ahead, don't get quiet now. You was out talking me.
Wow, good job.
Wow. Is that what goes on up in Flint?
Apparently there's more.
Jesus Christ.
Now I'm going to look into the relationship with this officer that accused Tyrone Booth, her relationship with the chief of police, what other sort of complaints have been made. I mean, we're talking like the poisoning of Flint. We're talking about a bullshit settlement where everybody gets enough for a half a water bill. Yep. We're talking about the attorney general just fumbling and fucking up the criminal investigation. Yep. We're talking about contracts with the pipes. We're talking about shenanigans in City Hall. What in the world?
But where is the degree of professionalism on the... I'm just asking on the part of at least the police chief. I have never seen, even if in fact, if the police chief is being challenged by the legislative body of the municipality for which he works, he owes a response.
Well, he's asked and answered.
Is that what he was saying?
I don't know anything about it.
What was he?
You don't know anything about the behavior of the officers and a lawsuit under your command. If you don't know that, It's time to go.
Yep.
He was very unprofessional.
It's time to go, and it's time for the chief of the fire department is suing the mayor for $10 million for wrongful dismissal because he's trying to root out sloth, unprofessionalism, lying, allegedly, right? The people are people, and they deserve better than what we're getting.
That's true.
It's infecting all of us. Perry Johnson, save us. It only takes 2%.
Maybe you should run for mayor in Flint.
Perry?
Yeah.
You should just buy Flint.
Why not?
He's got all this money.
That's crazy, though.
That's crazy. We'll keep on that. Like I said, it's Monday.
Good job, Maze.
Yeah, way to
I
go.
really was.
Yeah, I mean,
and he did what he was supposed to do. If you're accusing me of something, say what you're accusing me of. You can't just throw an accusation out without at least attempting to substantiate it.
It all did get twisted, and it went down forgive me again, a rabbit hole. We're really talking about the professionalism of the police department, and it turns into that.
Yeah. Well, he got the police chief to admit that. Well, the police chief said he didn't know all the exact specific parts of that lawsuit, which, like you just said,
how could you not
you have
know?
To, yeah.
Could you pronounce specific?
In fact,
I'm having a rough day.
Could he pronounce specific? Not you.
Before you settle, you get in a room. Chief, what was your relationship with this officer making the accusations?
That's true.
We're going to look into that. We'll bring that to you. Yeah, because we're with you, Flint. We're with you, Detroit. We're with you, Jackson.
Exhausting.
We're with you, LA. We're with you, Copenhagen. We're with you, Ukraine. Anyway, so you might have missed this if you didn't see the show Thursday. We thought it was so good that we wanted to play it again. It's Red in honor of Black History Month.
Oh, that was... I watched that.
Man on the street asking a little bit of Black Detroit history trivia and seeing who knows what. And this is Red Walking. Let's play it.
Hey, what up, though? This your boy Detroit Red. We decided to hit the streets of Detroit for Black History Month and do a little Detroit Black History trivia. See how many of our Detroiters and others know they Detroit Black history. Who was the first Black mayor elected to the city of Detroit?
Black mayor that I can remember? Dennis Archer.
I have no idea.
Just give me a name. Take a guess.
Oh, I couldn't even give you one if I tried.
Who was the first Black elected mayor to the city of Detroit?
I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. Look over your shoulder.
Is it Coleman Young?
That would be right after a lot of help and a big hint. Who was the first white mayor after over 50 years to be elected to the city of Detroit?
That's Cobo Hall.
He's a bus driver.
Mayor Cobo? William D. Ford.
Who was that?
That was the mayor of Westland.
No.
Perry Ellis. Not right.
It's not Duggan. It's not... I'm trying to think. It's not Levin.
I was thinking, man, I thought it was Mayor Cobo. But I guess it's not him, huh?
Wrong answer. Hey, no help from the crowd. Who was the first mayor to wear a diamond earring in the city of Detroit?
Transporter, Scott.
Nope. Kwame Kilpatrick. Remember he had the diamond earring? Everybody was talking about him. Yeah, I forgot about a lot of people did. He ain't paid that money back yet. But anyway, what famous Detroit boxer was known for knocking out the Nazi in 1938?
Was that Charles Frazier?
A boxer in the 30s? A boxer in the 30s.
Yeah.
Is it Mike Tyson? No.
God.
Is that wrong?
Yeah, that would be wrong. You know Mike Tyson's actually still alive, so that would make him like almost, well, let me do some math. Now you got me doing math. 1929. It's like 118 years old or something like that.
A Nazi boxer. I'm going to say, what's his name? Muhammad Ali.
You know Malcolm X, former leader of the Muslim nation, right?
I know Malcolm, yes.
What was his legal government name before he became Malcolm X?
I cannot think of it. Little. Little was his last name. I don't know Marvin. Rick?
Give you a hint. He wasn't big.
Is it Malcolm Small then?
I do not know his real name, but I do know that his mother was a tremendous influence in his life.
Carrot?
That
Is this
she
a
lived
Karen?
25 years beyond his death and continued to keep his legacy alive.
Dang, it's bad. It's bad. I'm supposed to be real conscious and pro-black, but I can't think of it right now. So I would say Jones like every other black person, but I don't know.
Can I follow what that woman said and say Jones?
Oh my God.
She threw that out there.
Okay, okay, we're going to go with Jones. That's not right, and she wasn't right either. But anyway, it's Malcolm Little. Hey, this is Detroit Red, the other Detroit Red from NBN News with some Detroit Black trivia.
Woo. That was painful.
Nice job. He did a nice job.
Yeah, that was great. It was funny, but that was painful.
All right, well, that was the so was that Super Bowl, the whole thing. The whole thing.
Let it go,
All right,
Charlie. Let it go.
Thank you, Karen. I needed that. I'm going to let it go. We're going to let you go. We'll see you Thursday at 6. NoBSNewsHour.com.